Tonight on KVR News, Moody College Town Hall,
Not on My Campus creates a new campaign,
and the Israeli Bloc Party.
You're watching KVR News, your leader for live, local UT coverage.
Broadcasting live from the Texas Student Television Studios at the University of Texas, you're watching KVR News at 9, Austin's leader for live, local UT coverage. Your news starts right now.
Good evening and welcome back to KVR News for Monday, April 2nd. I'm Claudia Jimenez.
And I'm Hannah Sauer. Thank you for joining us.
The search is on for a new UT system chancellor. Malcolm Thomas finds out more information about a potential candidate.
A new chancellor for the University of Texas school system is on the rise. And one potential candidate that has both students and faculty talking is Rex Tillerson.
I think that the fact that he's a UT alum certainly is a benefit.
While one student believes him being a UT alumnus makes him a great candidate, another believes his service to the Trump administration does not represent the values of the UT system.
I don't believe that someone that was previously serving in Trump's administration reflects the core values of the university.
Though some say new faces and ideas are essential,
We're faced in there, maybe see someone with some newer ideas.
setting the tone and being the face are also factors.
I don't think that that sets a good tone for what the university is trying to present as the face of all of our 14 systems.
But for this professor, knowing the politics of a state makes a great chancellor.
Politics of a state, working well with the legislature and with the governor.
The UT system issued a statement that the names of possible candidates will not be available to the public, and that staff administrators at the UT systems are not involved in the search process for the chancellor. The public will be notified of chancellor finalists 21 days before the Regents meeting. Malcolm Thomas, KVR News.
The Director of National Intelligence is encouraging UT students to pursue a career in international security. That's what Dan Coates said in a visit to campus last week. The UT Intelligence Studies Project hosted a symposium where Coates discussed challenges in protecting the U.S. He also explored impending cyber threats to the U.S. by Russia, North Korea, and China. It says that the U.S. in general has weak defenses against other nations.
The Moody College of Communications held their annual town hall. Organized by the Communication Council, the event encourages students to voice their concerns about the college. Gabrielle Wong shows us the town hall, but through the eyes of the council.
Every 2 years, the Communication Council Student Issue and Advisory Committee, or SIAC, presents a survey and suggestion for improvement to the deans and department heads of the Moody College of Communication. Then, followed by an hour-long Q&A session, students are able to voice their opinion about their experience in the college.
You know, I've actually gone through the 140-page version of this, and there's really a lot of really interesting, useful data. And I will tell you that the college absolutely listens to the students with respect to these issues.
Although town hall went smoothly, only 300 students in the Moody College of Communication participated in the original survey. We reached out to Andrea Chi, the chair of SIAC, and gave a statement to KVR News in quote. Although the student received multiple emails telling them to take the survey, we post on social media as well as table. It is hard to get students to actually take it. On the other hand, students who participated in the town hall find it beneficial and encourage more students to attend the next town hall.
It gave me a sense that the faculty of Moody really does care about the students and our future.
There's students and deans in one room, and the deans are all ears for us. That's something really rare.
Gabrielle Wong, KVR News.
A UT student organization, Not on My Campus, held its first meeting of a series called Let's Talk About It. Allison Ortegon went to the meeting to see how it played out.
But someone has disclosed to you a sexual assault, what do you do?
Anna Plantowski, Deputy of Outreach for Not on My Campus, posed this question to a group of UT students to start the meeting. Though Not on My Campus usually focuses on education and maintenance of a safe campus, Plantowski and Not on My Campus Vice President Jonathan Shaham introduced Let's Talk About It to create a post-incident environment for students.
The original inspiration for it, I think, had to do with kind of the Harvey Weinstein scandals, and that there wasn't a place on campus to have an open discussion about how upsetting it was, but also on the other side of it, how empowering Me Too and Time's Up had been.
The topic of the first meeting was response. The attendees were talked through various ways to respond to sexual assault in the case of a friend or stranger, as well as themselves. Junior Plan 2 Government and History major Ria Shahane explained that she felt these discussions are necessary, as she personally knows how prevalent an issue sexual assault is on campus.
That's really helpful because prior to that, I could empathize with someone, but I didn't really know what to do. And it's like, it's given me a lot more power, and it's been so empowering for me to have these resources available, to have these conversations.
Although the issues that are being addressed are not new to our society or college campuses, the destigmatization and discussion of these topics is a growing movement. Allison Ortegon, KVR News.
Students can join the meetings at any point in the semester and don't need to be part of the organization. They hope to base future topics on what the attendees most want to learn and talk about.
The Israel-Palestinian conflict dates back to 1917 and continues to be disputed today, including by students right here on the UT campus. We visited the Israel Block Party, where students tend to go head-to-head on the political issue. This year marked the 20th annual Israel Block Party.
We just want to foster those open dialogues, have those good conversations, and maybe educate a little bit.
On December 6, 2017, President Donald Trump recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital and announced plans to relocate the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv.
When he does make a move like that, what he's doing is diminishing the people of Palestine and Palestine as a state in general.
Both Israeli and Palestinians claim Jerusalem as their capital. For years, U.S. policy has been to avoid declaring Jerusalem the capital of Israel. The decision to move the embassy can be seen as declaring Israeli sovereignty over the city, according to CNN. In 1947, the United Nations Partition Plan envisioned Jerusalem as a separate international city. But a year later, a war broke out over the Declaration of Independence and left the city divided. When the fighting ended in 1949, the armistice border made Israel in control of the western half and Jordan in control of the eastern half. The eastern half included the Old City, which is also known as Jerusalem. We asked students for their opinion on the matter.
This is a decision that I personally support. Jerusalem is the historic capital of the land of Israel. It is, the Jewish people have an enormous connection to it.
And my personal opinion would be to have a secular democratic state in which no matter what your race is, no matter what your religion is, what your beliefs are, everyone gets treated under the same law and under the same conditions.
Claudia Jimenez, KVR News.
UT's Division of Diversity and Community Engagement is releasing a new book focusing on a group of UT alumni known as the Precursors. The book is called As We Saw It, The Story of Integration at the University of Texas at Austin, and tells the stories of African American undergraduates who attended UT from 1950 to 1970 as UT's first integrated class. The book features both negative and positive stories. Co-editor Virginia Cumberbatch says she wants to recognize the importance of telling the full story of UT.
The Hijabi Monologues tours around the world and features a staged performance where Hijabi women tell the stories of other Hijabi women. Hannah Sauer and Taylor Courtney explore how these stories are focused on battling stereotypes, plus give us a glimpse into the life of a Hijabi woman.
The Hijabi Monologues showcase the voices of 8 different women, allowing the audience to see new perspectives of the women's everyday life. The play took the audience through laughter and sadness as the women told their stories.
My biggest vision for the show, as well as AJ's, was to just be a humanitarian piece. We didn't want to whitewash it in any way, but we wanted to make it applicable to everyone. And I think, or I hope at least, that that was woven throughout. That these were stories of humanity versus anything else.
The performances have material relatable to everyone and was met by an engaged audience that was eager to participate. We talked to an audience member after and asked her opinion on the play.
I thought the performance was really good. It was definitely really eye-opening. I think it was a show that everybody could take something from, no matter if they're Muslim or not, even if they wear a hijab or not. It was a good mix of sadness and there was a lot of laughing too, so I really liked it.
The play has been performed all around the world and has met many different audiences with different opinions. We spoke to the creator of the show and asked her what she hoped to accomplish with these performances and what she wants the audience to take from them.
When people come in, they probably have questions, and I hope that after the show, they leave with better questions. So maybe before the show, they might come in with questions like, why are Muslim women oppressed, or why do they choose to oppress themselves by wearing the headscarf. And I hope that they realize that when they watch the stories that those questions don't really get at what people are actually thinking about.
Coming up on KVR News.
Students clean West Campus,
and students react to Facebook data sales.
We'll be right back with more news.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Over 100 UT students teamed up with UTPD and the Longhorn Center to clean up graffiti in West Campus over the weekend to honor Cesar Chavez's birthday. Students helped pick up trash and wipe off or paint over graffiti near and along Guadalupe Street. The event was marked as a way for students to give back to the community and get more involvement in the West Campus neighborhood.
Friends and family gathered to remember the life of 17-year-old Draylon Mason on Saturday. Mason was one of the 2 victims killed in the Austin serial bombings. His family urges loved ones not to mourn, but celebrate Draylon's life. Before his death, Mason decided to attend the Oberlin Conservatory of Music, and it was accepted to the Butler School of Music here at UT.
New research at UT is showing that the way people address transgender teens, affects their mental health. When they're addressed by their chosen name in everyday situations, they have lower risks of depression and suicide. Researchers interviewed over 100 transgender teens, and 70% reported that they experienced fewer symptoms of severe depression. A little over 30% reported a decrease in thoughts of suicide, and 65% reported a decrease in suicidal attempts compared to their peers who were not addressed by their chosen name.
China's Tiangong-1 space lab re-entered Earth's atmosphere last night. The Chinese government says it lost contact with the lab in 2017. The majority of the 7-year-old lab burned up during re-entry into Earth's atmosphere and landed in the South Pacific on Sunday. China plans to launch a permanent space station in 2022.
The data firm Cambridge Analytica is under fire after it surfaced that the company took private information from roughly 50 million Facebook users. Facebook is being accused of selling private information to the company, which is not a violation of its policies. We asked UT students how they would feel if their data is taken.
I think that you need to know what you're signing up for when you sign up for it. So had I known when I was signing up for Facebook that that was something that might happen, then it might make you think twice.
It's not fair for someone to just unilaterally decide that they're going to take my data without my permission.
I would feel violated in so many different ways. If they can simply find out like my house address and like how old I am.
It's personal, and I think that's like privacy is a big important thing in this country.
You know, it's honestly been so humid lately. It always seems like it's going to rain and then it never does.
Yeah, I know. I'm so glad it's not raining though. I hate the humidity. I hate the rain. I've been enjoying our weather. It's nice and sunny. Let's see what Taylor has for us in the Weather Center. Taylor?
Thanks, Hannah and Claudia. The sun can't decide whether it wants to shine or hide behind rumbling storm clouds. Stay tuned to see what's coming up in Austin weather after the break.
Have a news tip or story idea? Call the KVR News Tip Line, 475-8181.
Spring is definitely here. The weather today was mostly cloudy with a high of 80 and a low of 68 degrees. Make sure you bring your umbrella tomorrow. We should be expecting scattered showers and thunderstorms with a high of 85 degrees during the day and a chance of 60% rain at night with a low of 49 degrees. Wednesday we'll see sun most of the day. And a low of 51. Thursday we'll have partly cloudy skies at a high of 77 and a low of 66 degrees. Friday we can expect partly skies at a high of 82 and a low of 51. Saturday we will be a little cooler at 89 degrees. At night you might consider bringing a jacket as we anticipate a low of 54 degrees. We end our weekend with cloudy skies at a high of almost 80 degrees and a low in the mid-60s. Have a great weekend, Longhorns. Live from the Weather Center, I'm Taylor Courtney.
Thanks, Taylor. We'll be right back with sports.
Now, KVR News at 9 Sports.
Welcome back to KVR News. We're here with TSTV Sports' Bailey Abramowitz. A lot has happened in the past week for Longhorn sports. Tell us about it.
The Clyde Littlefield Texas Relays happened in Austin this weekend at Mike A. Myers Stadium. 7,000 student athletes and multiple Olympians attended, and over 10 meet records were broken. TSTV's very own Daniel Sheet was at the competition to recap all of the action.
Fans returned to Austin for the 91st time last weekend for another year of great track and field competition.
The Clyde Littlefield Texas Relay was held for the 91st time here at the Mike A. Myers Stadium. It's the second largest track meet in the country, with thousands of athletes competing representing 25 countries.
With 5 Olympians competing, including the current world record holder and former gold medalist, Pole vault Elite was no doubt one of the most anticipated events on Saturday. Armand Duplantis, an 18-year-old from Lafayette High School, broke his own world junior record by clearing 5.92 meters, and Renaud Lavillier recounts his growth.
And it was height like that, and jumping 3 meter 80, something like that. And you know, year after year, he improved everything, and now he's take part of the top of the world water. So yeah, it's great for him.
But when asked why come to Austin to compete in the Texas Relay, Renaud Lavillier says Texas Relay has a reputation of great competition and crowd atmosphere.
It's crazy atmosphere. Everything is made for you to compete and to be the best. And you know, when year after year you saw competition, you saw great results, you saw you know, people who talk to you about that with every time positive feeling. I mean, at one point you say, I have to go there. I have to see by myself how it is like.
The Texas Relay also provided great competition atmosphere for 100-meter hurdle winner Rochelle Burton.
It was amazing. I mean, just having this atmosphere of the greatest collegiate athletes, high school athletes and pros, it's a good feeling.
However, Texas Relay is also an opportunity for athletes to get in shape for future competitions.
No, it's March 30th or March 31st, whatever it is, so a lot of us are juniors, seniors, we're getting to the level where we really want to be our best in May and June. So, you know, this is a big meet for us to represent at home, but we're really kind of looking forward to later in the season. So, this is kind of just our first opener, kind of stepping stone for later in the season.
Other Longhorn winners include Trippett Perry in the shot put ring and Haley Krauser in javelin. From the Mike A. Myers Stadium, this is Daniel Sheet, College Press Box.
Here's what we have coming up this week in Longhorn sports. On Tuesday, softball plays Houston in Houston, and baseball plays Texas A&M in Corpus Christi. On Wednesday, softball plays UTSA, and volleyball plays Texas A&M, both at home. Friday through Sunday, baseball plays Baylor, and softball plays Stanford, also both at home.
Thanks, Bailey. I'm really excited to watch the games this week. Let's head over to Allie to see what's new in Hollywood. Allie?
Coming up next, we'll talk about updates on South by Southwest, the viral yodeling Walmart boy, and UT's April Fool's prank.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Welcome back to KVR News. Heads up, Austinites, the South by Southwest 2019 festival is not during the week of spring break. Instead, the festival is happening the week before, from March 8th to the 17th. South by Southwest says AISD and UT backed out of the original date plan, which resulted in a blame game. UT defended their decision, saying the calendar is set 18 months in advance. AISD announced the 2019 calendar, which is approved in January. One thing is for sure, traffic will be jam-packed for next year's festival. And now for this week's viral video of the week.
10-year-old Mason Ramsey became an overnight sensation with a viral video of him yodeling inside a Walmart store in Harrisburg, Illinois. Over 11.4 million views on Twitter, Mason is heard singing a couple songs by Hank Williams Sr., including Jambalaya on the Bayou and Lovesick Blues. Mason is known for his aisle-side concerts and makes appearances on his local radio station. Look at his voice go. UT decided to join in on the April Fool's pranks yesterday by announcing a world-changing discovery. The university released a video on Sunday claiming that they created the world's first grow-it-yourself breakfast taco. The video features some of UT's top researchers and includes a cameo made by President Greg Fenves.
Make sure to follow us for news updates throughout the break. You can follow us on Twitter at KVR News and like us on Facebook. I'm Hannah Sauer.
And I'm Claudia Jimenez. Stay tuned for College Press Box up next on Texas Student Television. Have a great week.
I didn't say